Well, welcome back to Val di Fiemme as the light fades here, but the excitement is full. But this is one of the most difficult races for any cross-country skier to take part, because these are the four talented women who haven't made it through to the final. Unlike the World Cup, where you'd be racing for 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th places and getting World Cup points as a reward, here there is no reward other than a World Championship ranking. Nonetheless, let's see how they go for it. There'll be a bit of pride here, and we've got Evie Sackenbacher for Germany, and she's just on the far side, being preceded at the moment by Pia Maninen, the 2001 world champion, now leading the Olympic silver medalist. And also in this lineup, we've got Anita Moen, the Olympic bronze medalist, with Sarah Renner of Canada, who, whatever happens tonight, has achieved her highest world ranking in sprints.
It's a very good racing from Sarah Renner today, and it's good for the North America with two races going to the B and the A final.
Yes, we've got Becky Scott to come, of course, in the main final. And just to whet your appetite for the main final, it'll be Marit Bjørgen of Norway versus Becky Scott of Canada versus Claudia Kunzel of Germany versus Hilda Pedersen of Norway. And you'd be a brave man to dismiss any of those. Meanwhile, back to this contest for 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th ranking in the world, and it's Pia Maninen being challenged again by Evie Sackenbacher, who seems to be absolutely determined to go the longest way round and cover more meters than anybody else.
Yeah, we can see that also on the semi-final for the men, with Rochev, who was going the long way and taking up to the lead, but then he was losing up the last 100 meters.
I think Anita Moen, she's struggled really, hasn't she? I mean, it's been very difficult since she put her back out after the first race, the 15,000 meter classic, when the skis weren't right for her. It's been a struggle for her to get back in condition.
Yes, and today when she feels that she don't have the possibility to reach a medal, it's difficult to have the motivation here in a B final.
And all things considered, I mean, she didn't look that convincing in the relay when she opened up on the first leg. She just about kept Norway in it. So I think fair play, you're not really seeing a fully fit Anita Moen, so we shouldn't be too critical of her at the back of this field. But Evie Sackenbacher, well, she's trying to do what arguably she should have done in the previous race in the semi-finals, because she's opened up from Maninen here, and she's clearly got the speed.
Definitely, and I'm a little bit surprised that Evie don't reach the final. She's looking very good here, and Pia Maninen is at the second place. Maybe there can be a battle the last 100 meters between those two. It's looking like that.
But you've got to remember, Sackenbacher's only 22, and she absolutely zoomed to the top of the sport, and whatever happens, she's already going to go home to Ruijten-Winkel with a gold medal from the relay and a silver from the pursuit. So, I mean, it's been a great games, but she will be disappointed not to be in this final. She expected to be there.
She's a fantastic cross-country skier, and she will definitely take a lot of medals in the future. But when you see this in the B final, how good she is in sprint.
A tiny little thing, only 1 meter 61, 51 kilos, but great power to weight ratio.
Yes.
When you compare it to the tall figure of Pia Maninen there, who relinquishes her world championship title. But I wonder who's going to take over. Sarah Renner sticking very well, and this is Evie Sackenbacher coming home to be ranked 5th in the world, ahead of Pia Maninen, who will probably be 6th, but Sarah Renner trying to grab that place, but she will be 7th, and Anita Moen easing her way down to the line, and she will be ranked 8th. But the good thing about that with Evie Sackenbacher was she showed the sort of spirit that she has inside her. So many races would just be demoralised because what is the meaning of this race? And some people have suggested, Magna, that it's actually not worth running.
No, but you can see at Evie that she really likes to do the sprint racing. She's smiling before the start, and she's smiling when she's coming to the finish line, and doing a great job out there.
Yes, she's done tremendously well for the sport. Jochen Belle, absolutely delighted. I talked to him at the beginning of the championships, and he said, well, I'm looking for 4 medals to go home from the World Championships. Well, Germany have already got 6 in total, 3 golds and 3 silvers. Norway, of course, at the top, and there could be another medal coming up pretty soon here now. because we're into finals time. The final of the Sprint Championship of the World, featuring 38-year-old Hilde Pedersen against her Claudia Kunzel from Oberwiesenthal, representing Germany. Then the best sprinter in the world coming into the championships, Trondheim's Marit Bjørgen, 22 years of age. And completing the lineup, it's Becky Scott, 28, rising 29, representing Canadian hopes. And you can see the tension on Hilde Pedersen.
Yes, she's really concentrated, and I think that the girls are waiting now for the attack from Bjørgen in the second uphill.
Here we go. And this is the final of the work. Hilde Pedersen closest to you. Claudia Kunzel with the hair flowing. Then the white hat there of Marit Bjørgen. Becky Scott in the black hat on the inside there. Through to the first left-hander. Being cautious. And Bjørgen being where she wants to be. Up front, controlling.
She wants to have the control directly from the start. It will be interesting to see now in the first uphill if somebody's going to try an overtake to the left.
Well, we know that Kunzel is confident of her finishing kick. And now Kunzel's job is to try and live with Marit Bjørgen as Marit Bjørgen tries to attack up this climb. And if she can do that and Kunzel can stay close to her, then that last 100 meters should be dynamite. But can Becky Scott also go the pace and stay on that close position? You can see Becky Scott on the right there, and interestingly Hilde Pedersen going out on the wide trail. Is that wise? Well, she's done it and she's earned that second place. Norway 1, Norway 2, and Claudia Kunzel being forced wide now. Becky Scott sticking on the inside there, but they've allowed Marit Bjørgen. All that mucking around has allowed Marit Bjørgen to get away.
Yeah. We will see now if they can catch up something off the gap downhill, but now Bjørgen will make a great attack again on the next uphill.
You don't usually see sprint races won by this sort of margin, and remember, Kunzel will still have finishing pace to put to the race, but the difference here is that this is the final. Marit Bjørgen is not going to conserve any energy. She's going to use every last drop of petrol in her tank. You can see the chase going on. You can see the coaches urging that little trio there to try and get closer. Bjørgen makes it to the top. She's got a clean corner to go round. She can control. She now needs to focus. Gets into that aerodynamic position. Tries to take the speed down with her. Look at that gap, Magna. That is enormous.
She is simply the best in the sprint racing for women.
And I don't think Bentascori, had she been fit, even though Bentascori beat Marit Bjørgen in the skate nationals, she wouldn't have lived with this. Marit Bjørgen is on fire at the moment. Up she comes. She's got this right-hand turn. Claudia Kunzel doing her best, and so for that matter is Hilde Pedersen and Becky Scott. Kunzel trying to make the silver medal at least her own. Pedersen's not out of it. Becky Scott just lacking pace now at a crucial part of the race. Marit Bjørgen, this right-hander, then she sees the roller. Once she's over the roller, she sees the finish line. I don't think there'll be any collection of a Norwegian flag this time. This will be a flat-out race to the finish, and Hilde Pedersen is getting closer to Claudia Kunzel. Becky Scott just simply can't get on terms at the moment. Such is the pace of the race. Bjørgen's over the roller. The Norwegian fans to her right, to her left are going absolutely crazy. This looks to be another gold medal. Gold medal number 5 for Norway, but look at the race for the silver medal, and it's almost 3 in a line. Kunzel on the left, Pedersen looking for a second medal of the championship. Kunzel, who was 4th in the Olympic Games. Becky Scott can't get into the argument. The winner, though, is Marit Bjørgen coming to the line, and the silver goes to Claudia Kunzel, the bronze to Hilde Pedersen, and Becky is 4th.
Okay, Claudia Kunzel made a silver medal, and it was a really hard race with Hilde Pedersen for that medal, who also won a silver, of course.
Well, I can tell you, folks, Magna in his characteristic Norwegian sometimes sounds a little quiet, but he was excited with that.
Yes.
This was a tremendous race, and in fact they played into her hands, didn't they? They allowed her to get away. They knew what she was going to do, or was it simply a fact that even though they knew what she was going to do, they simply couldn't do anything about it.
No, she has been the strongest from the beginning of the day, and she is simply the best.
3 World Cup victories, they were great. She leads the Sprint World Cup rankings. I tell you what, she's had a reception here from the Norwegian crowd. What a reception she's going to get next week in Oslo when the Holmenkollen Festival opens up. A real champion, only 22, a real star.